This episode is sponsored by Plod AI. We've all been there. You're days away from a deadline and you remember a brilliant idea from a brainstorming session, but you can't find it in your notes. It's frustrating, confusing, and frankly, a waste of time. Recently, I've integrated Plod AI, that's P-L-A-U-D, into my daily workflow, and it's a game changer for staying organized. Plod isn't just an app, it's a hardware-software powerhouse. I use the Note Pro for phone calls, Note Pen for my in-person meetings, and the new Plod desktop app for all my virtual sessions. With one click, it records everything and generates an accurate, searchable transcript. But the real magic is the Ask Plod feature. I can literally ask questions about a meeting from 3 weeks ago and get an instant answer. It turns every conversation into a searchable asset for me and my team. Stop taking notes and focus. Turn your meetings into actionable insights with the world's most advanced AI note taker. Learn more at plod.ai. That's Plaud.ai. And use the promo code CODESTORY, all one word, to get 10% off your purchase. This episode is brought to you by The Build, a new podcast from the guys behind Sincera, Mike O'Sullivan and Ian Myers. They built their company by figuring out clever solutions to a few important ad tech problems in their industry. And that's exactly what this show is about. Mike and Ian interview some of the smartest tech minds in the biz to hear about how they identified opportunities, solved their hardest challenges, and grew their businesses in the process. Listen to The Build with Mike O'Sullivan wherever you get your podcasts.
We were already ingesting that information from different devices. So our MVP was our own app, was our own product that we had before. That one we started testing with other potential clients that were looking for this data. So the MVP was something that we previously built. And by the way, it took a lot of time because we were during the pandemics. And during the pandemics, we saw the mess with the data because we started to integrate the Apple Watch, the Polar, Garmin, and we saw how difficult it was to integrate every single device. I am Marco Benitez. I am the co-founder and CEO of ROOK.
This is Code Story, a podcast bringing you interviews with tech visionaries.
Spent 6 months moonlighting.
There's nothing on the back end.
Who share what it takes to change an industry.
I don't exactly know what to do
took
next.
many goes to get right.
Who built the teams that have their
Our
back.
company is its people.
The teams help each other achieve
Most
more.
proud of our team.
Keeping scalability top of mind.
All that infrastructure was a
Yes,
pain.
we've been fighting it as we grow.
Total waste of time.
The stories you don't read in the headlines.
It's not an easy thing to achieve, mind
Took it
you.
off the shelf and dusted it off and tried it again.
To ride the ups and downs of the startup life.
You need to really
It's
want it.
not just about technology.
All this and more on Code Story.
I'm your host, Noah Laphart, and today how Marco Benitez is solving wearable integration problems by making your health data available via API. Today's episode is brought to you by .tech Domains, and this one hits close to home. Back in 2016, I was building my startup and went hunting for that perfect .com and found next to nothing. So I did what every founder does, settled. Here's what I wish someone had told me. You're building a tech startup, just get a .tech domain. It instantly tells investors and customers what you're about. Don't overthink it. Secure your .tech domain today from any registrar of your choice. This episode is sponsored by Unblocked. Unblocked is the context layer your agents are missing. It synthesizes your PRs, docs, Slack, and tickets into organizational context that agents actually understand. So they make better plans, write higher quality code, use fewer tokens, and require fewer correction loops. If you're running Claude Code, Cursor, or any agentic workflow, Unblocked is worth a look. Learn more at getunblocked.com/codestory. This episode is sponsored by Mesmo. If your team is collecting large volumes of logs, metrics, and traces, but still struggling to get timely answers, Mesmo can help. Mesmo is an active telemetry platform that processes and enriches observability data in real time before it's stored or analyzed. That means lower data volume, lower cost, and faster root cause analysis across your existing observability tools. To see how it works, get a demo at mesmo.com/codestory. That's MEZMO.com/codestory. This episode is sponsored by BrainGrid. If you are building with AI coding tools, but your features keep breaking, you need to check out BrainGrid. It is the product management agent for AI builders. BrainGrid turns messy ideas into clear specs, tasks, and prompts that coding agents like Cursor and Claude can actually build the right way. Ship real software, not fragile prototypes. Start free at braingrid.ai. Marco Benitez lives in Naples, Florida. In the past, he lived in Miami, but found Naples much more family-friendly. He is originally from Mexico, along with many of his family members and businesses. Outside of tech, he is married with 2 kids. As a family, they love to go outside, be outdoors, and visit the great beaches around Florida. In addition, Marco is a black belt in Taekwondo and also does Jiu Jitsu. Marco and his team was building a wearable in the past centered around fitness. They figured out that the real value was around feeding data into these types of wearables. When they were approached by a company who was excited about this type of solution, they started to accelerate. This is the creation story of ROOK.
ROOK, it's an API solution. It's a very technical company. And as an API, it's like a code. On our code, we have over 400 data sources. And when I'm saying data sources, it's like wearable devices like the commercial wearables, Apple Watch, Polar, Garmin, Whoop, Auras. We have all these type of devices. Also, we have also medical devices and laboratory information. So the pain that we are solving is for those companies that want to integrate wearable devices, medical devices, laboratory information. What they need to do is to go one by one, integrate one by one. It will take a lot of time. And then they have to clean data, because when they pull data from different data sources and of course end users, the information doesn't make sense between all this information. So they need to clean everything. So all of these things are exactly the things that we are solving. As an API, we have over 400 devices, and then they only have to integrate my API, and then we clean data for them. So we standardize, normalize, harmonize, take out duplicity, and now we deliver clean and very structured data. So now they can use for there's too many ways they are using. They want to identify adverse events, or maybe they want to just make graphics, make correlations, make insights, predictions. And now that we are living in this AI world, everyone wants to make something with all this information. How do we create ROOK, or why do we create ROOK? Honestly, it was like life tell you in many ways the path that you need to take. Before this company, we had another one. We were creating a wearable device. So before we had a hardware, and that hardware was really cool. That hardware analyzed the HR and HRV from in the fitness, mainly in the fitness. And then we realized that probably the world don't need another wearable device. So we figure out that ingesting or bringing more data to my app on those days bring more value to the end user and also for the companies that we were working. And then one big insurance company told us like, hey, what you have here, it's really impressive. I'm trying to ingest all these data from wearable devices because we want to make insights. We want to make some scores for them. We want to customize. And then this insurance company told us something like, hey, that's exactly what we are looking for. So it was really interesting because that helped us also to move forward to what we are building today. And then from now, everything is the new story. We changed the business model. We saw the huge opportunity. We pitched this idea to different accelerator programs. We joined Techstars, which is one of the biggest accelerator programs in the world. And then also with a couple of investors, they were like, this is a great idea. They invest, and then we start to create the product.
I'm curious about what you would consider the MVP for ROOK. It's that first version of the product you built. How long did it take to build, and what sort of tools were you using to bring it to life?
Before, with our previous model or business model, we were already ingesting that information from different devices. So our MVP was our own app, was our own product that we had before. And that one we started testing with other potential clients that were looking for this data. So the MVP was something that we previously built. And by the way, it took a lot of time because we were during the pandemics. And during the pandemics, we saw the mess with the data because we started to integrate the Apple Watch, the Polar, Garmin. I remember there was another 2 more wearable devices, and we saw how difficult it was to integrate every single device and every single wearable and then make sense of all the data, because we were showing that information to the coach, the fitness coach, so they can analyze the information of their end users. And when we saw that problem, that's when we changed the business model, of course, with the combination what I said before. But our MVP was our own product. And then when we went outside and validate, everyone was like, just with this, you are solving a big problem. We create this new business with our previous business model.
I could probably cherry pick an answer here, but tell me about a decision or trade-off you had to make in building that MVP. Maybe it's around feature limitation or approach, or what the market was telling you, or something like that. Tell me about one you had to make that was central and how you coped with it.
The biggest struggle was to change from one business to the other business model. And also to showcase the MVP, because on those days we were not an API, we were an app, a physical product. And for some of our clients, the first clients were like, but I don't want to show your app, I want to use my app. The trade-off was to, at least at the very beginning, show the potential of the data that they will receive and how they are going to receive it. And then at the same time, the other business model, create revenue. Was really difficult at that time to try to navigate with 2 business models. One with a hardware component, and the other one was only software, only data. 2 complete different business models. And try to navigate through all this path was really difficult. Take tough decisions to move only with one business model, I think, was the most difficult part. Was even more difficult that talk with the clients and try to identify exactly what they need, because we were aware of that problem before.
Today's episode is brought to you by .tech domains, and this one hits close to home. Back in 2016, when I was building my own tech startup, I went on the hunt for that elusive .com. Looked high, looked low, and guess what I found? Nothing. What I did find cost me an arm and a leg. So I did what every founder does under pressure. Threw in extra letters, settled for the less than optimal name. And here's what I wish someone had said to me back then. Noah, you're building a tech startup. Just get a .tech domain. Tech startup, .tech domain. It could not be more obvious. It tells investors, customers, and anyone who looks at your website, really, that tech is at the core of your build. And I've kicked myself plenty since. Especially when I see the clean and sharp names tech companies have landed on .tech. Nothing.tech, 1x.tech, Aurora.tech, CES.tech, Ultra.tech, Alice.tech, Neon.tech, Blaze.tech, Pi.tech. You get the idea. So take it from someone who learned it the hard way. If you're building a tech startup, don't overthink it. Secure your .tech domain today from any registrar of your choice. This episode is brought to you by The Build, a new podcast from the guys behind Sincera, Mike O'Sullivan and Ian Myers. They built their company by figuring out clever solutions to a few important ad tech problems in the industry, and that's exactly what this show is about. Mike and Ian interview some of the smartest tech minds at Magnite, Chalice, DoubleClick, and LiveRamp to hear about how they identified opportunities, solved their hardest challenges, and grew their businesses in the process. This show is for you if you've had some of these breakthrough moments yourself, or if you're seeking inspiration for the next one. Listen to The Build with Mike O'Sullivan wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, let's move forward then. So you got the MVP now. It's working. You're getting the traction you want. You have the situation you're looking for. How did you progress and mature it from that point? I think to wrap that question in a box a little bit, what I'm looking for is how you built your roadmap, how you went about deciding that, okay, this is the next most important thing to build or to address with ROOK.
Clients, my friend. I think clients, they are the ones who are building the roadmap. Of course, I have a vision. Of course, I have that. Because let me tell you something I didn't mention before. We create previous companies. Everything was on top of data. So I am biomedical engineer. I also have a second degree in biomedics. My co-founders, they are biomedical engineers. So we are very technicals. And we love data because we know that you can do so many things with that information and you can build, or you can improve people's lives just with the information of this awareness of data. So my vision of the product that we are building is more around become a data science company. So we want to make so much with the information, with the data. To build the roadmap, we learn so much from our own clients. The first step is to receive the data. Then, how do you want to receive it? What type of, just with the time zones, for example, or maybe what type of information makes sense to you that you are going to show to your clients. So a lot of interviews, at the very beginning, I remember investing a lot of time with my clients. The first one to receive the beta testing was super funny because the API was really awful. So many issues, so many, oh my goodness, it was horrible those days because I remember receiving emails at 3 a.m. in the morning saying that the API sucks, basically. But they know that at the very beginning that you're working with a startup, it's like this, and we live from the feedback. So long story short, what I'm trying to say here is that really your clients or potential clients, they are the ones who can help you to build the roadmap. This is not something that you have to do from the scratch. Of course, you have and you need a vision. Vision is one of the most important things that you will have because that will help you to navigate. But during the journey, that vision will take a better shape. And of course, if you go with your clients, that's even better because one new feature that your client needs, potentially it's something that the other 100 clients will need too. So yeah, I think it's building everything in public with your clients.
How did you go about building your team? And what did you look for in those people to indicate that they were the winning horses to join you? This episode is sponsored by BrainGrid. Building with AI coding tools is exciting until the moment things start breaking. You ask for a small change and suddenly 3 other features stop working. AI gets confused, misses edge cases, and loses track of your intent. The problem is not code generation. The problem is planning. That is why BrainGrid exists. BrainGrid acts as your product management agent. It writes clear specification, maps UX flows, asks the clarifying questions you forgot to ask, and breaks big ideas into engineering-grade tasks that AI coding tools can build reliably. It guides Cursor, Claude Code, Replit, Windsurf, and others so they deliver features that work and keep working. Founders use BrainGrid to build real AI-native SaaS products without a technical background. If you want reliable features instead of fragile prototypes, try BrainGrid for free at braingrid.ai. That's braingrid.ai.
Let me be very transparent. It's a feeling sometimes, at least with the core team. At the very beginning, you have to build trust with them. You have to be very open, honest. And of course, with every single employee that we have, we are 100% transparent. Everyone knows how much we have in the bank account. Everyone knows how many clients. Everyone knows all the issues that we have. Everyone knows everything. So we are trying to build a culture where everyone can be fully aware of what's going on with the company. And my leadership team, they are the smartest guys in the world. they know how to solve the problems. And then you have to trust them. It's like a feeling. I don't know. You have to feel that they are right and for you, and they complement you. That's very important. And also in the very beginning, you need generalists, people that can do everything. And then eventually you will start hiring people that are more like specific for the task that you need. And then you have to show your leadership team to do the same thing. Find people that can trust, and then that they can manage a specific type of things that they are looking for. So it's like step by step. It's not something that you learn from one day to another. And also always work with people. It's really difficult because everything is around communication. And then I remember the first days when we were building this company, we were in the details. We were developing. We were making the bones of ROOK. But nowadays, it's so complicated because in terms of the technology, it's really complicated. It's really complicated. We have data scientists, we have data engineers, we have developers from front-end, back-end, apps. We have so many things. And it's built teams. It's really interesting, but we normally hire people with good attitude. The attitude is everything. It's the most important thing, at least for me and now for my team.
This episode is sponsored by Mesmo. If you're responsible for reliability, performance, or platform architecture, you already know the problem. Telemetry volume is growing faster than teams can manage it. Mesmo addresses this by moving observability upstream. Instead of storing everything and asking questions later, Mesmo processes telemetry in motion, filtering, transforming, and enriching logs, metrics, and traces before they reach your observability backend. The result is cleaner data, reduced ingestion costs, and faster root cause analysis using the tools you already rely on. Mesmo integrates with platforms like Datadog, Dynatrace, and open source stacks, giving teams more control without adding operational overhead. This is especially useful for platform engineers and SREs supporting complex distributed systems where context and speed matter. To see how active telemetry works in practice, get a demo at mesmo.com/codestory. That's MEZMO.com/codestory. This episode is sponsored by Unblocked. Your coding agents have access to your code base. Maybe you even connected other tools via MCPs. But access doesn't mean context. Agents can't reason across MCPs. They don't know your architectural decisions, your team's patterns, or why the API was shaped the way it is. So agents look in the wrong place and deliver bad outputs. Then you spend time correcting. More loops, more tokens. Unblocked is the context layer your agents are missing. It synthesizes your PRs, docs, Slack, and tickets into organizational context that agents actually understand. So they make better plans, write higher quality code, use fewer tokens, and require fewer correction loops. If you're running Claude Code, Cursor, or any agentic workflow, Unblocked is worth a look. Learn more at getunblocked.com/codestory. Let's flip to scalability. And I'm curious about how you approached scale in the beginning. And also, has there been interesting areas where you've had to fight scale as you've grown?
That's a very good question because we are an API. As an API, since the beginning, we started to build everything that can scale. My vision is that we will have some companies that have 1 million of end users. And that happened, by the way. From one day to another, there's a big company from Europe that they have 1 million of end users. Was really crazy. And we said, as a very good startups and as a very good founder, we said, of course we can do that. But since the beginning, we were very aware that eventually we will have someone like this. But it's really difficult because you have to balance everything. It's like you are building this scale business that can support 1 million, but at the very beginning you have maybe 1,000 or even less end users connected. So you have to work everything that you can scale. And then in the meantime, you will be developing as better as you can. Of course, we have some advisors with developers that can help us also to improve what we are building. And we are always finding ways to improve the technology that we have. So scale is one of the most important things because also investors are looking for that. It's the amount of money that you are going to invest in the technology at the very beginning is high, but eventually will be at the point where it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter if you have 1 million or 10 millions, the price is going to get low and low. Scalability is one of the most important things, and that part you have to put it in your vision and then start working on that since day one. Or eventually you will have to invest in that part to scale the product. But because we are an API and we have clouds and we have all these type of things, for us it's super important. It's really important.
Okay, Marco, as you step out on the balcony and you look across all that you've built thus far with ROOK, what are you most proud of?
My team. It's very simple. The team, the culture. I'm super happy with that. I'm very proud. I think this is about the journey. This is not about the end. It's about the journey, because eventually we are going to build more companies. And then I want to work with the same guys. I want to work with the same team. 100% I'm sure about it, because I know that I can trust them. It's the most, at the end of the day, when we gone from this world, you have to be very happy what you did. So for me, everything is about people. And then an older person that I know from now with my investor, I love my investors, by the way. They are the best investors in the world. So for me, the relations that I'm building, that we are building as a team, that's the most important thing. ROOK, it's impressive. The technology, it's amazing. But I believe that at some point we will sell the company and we will have an exit. Today, I'm super happy in all the things that we are building, and the future look super excited. I'm very bright. But then for me, again, it's the team that we are building.
Okay, let's flip the script a little bit, Marco. Tell me about a mistake you made and how you and your team responded to it.
All the time, my friend. All the time we are making mistakes. It's part of being alive. No, mistakes is every single time. And we are taking bad decisions about maybe the funding, maybe about the one feature that we thought that will be the best or feature in the world, and then we realize that no one uses it. But mistakes, it's part of growth. If you don't have mistakes, it's maybe because you are not doing nothing. I cannot remember one that really shake my head, but generally speaking, we do a lot of mistakes all the time. And sometimes it's about communication. We realize that at the end of the day, it's everything about expectations, communication. And that's where the problems are. Expectations, I think, is one of the most important things. I define happiness as the difference between your expectations and reality. So I try to apply that to everything that I'm doing. And if I set up the expectation of one feature, or expectation about my team, or an expectation about my client, if you set up the right expectation, then you will not have a surprise. But again, we are doing so many mistakes in the path that it's part of the learnings and growth.
Let's move forward then. So I'm curious about the future of ROOK. And this will be exciting to hear the passion in your voice and for your team. What does the future look like for the product, for what you're building, the industry, your team, all the things?
We are super excited about the future because it's become a data science company. For me, it's everything. For ROOK, be the one who can bring those insights and predictions and all these type of things it's going to be amazing. We are doing the first steps on that front with some clients. We are doing so many beta testings about that information and how we are bringing that predictions. That's the most interesting part for me. And nowadays that we have these AI tools, that it's impressive. Now you can build so many things with Claude and with Codex from OpenAI and all these things that you can really be more faster in building something. So I'm very excited about the future, about AI and how we are incorporating the AI on our technology. it sounds very futuristic, where everyone will start having so many insights about your behavior in terms of health. That allows me to blow my mind and think about my life or my kids' life. They will know exactly if they have bad habits, they will know what's going to happen. And I can see that future where someone will tell you that if you continue that path, the X day and the X year, XY year, you will have X thing, XY thing. You know what I mean? Is that type of future. That's exactly what we want to build. We want to empower those companies that are building those products, and we can help them with the data that we have and that we can deliver for them. And of course, helping them to do those insights. So it's going to be very interesting.
Marco, let's switch to you. Who influences the way that you work? Name a person or many persons or something you look up to and why.
First of all, my grandpa. My grandpa, he's an entrepreneur. He has 96 years old on April. He's the best entrepreneur I never know. He's the best. My father too, and my coaches from Taekwondo. Everything showed me that if you have discipline and persistence, you will achieve your goal. Of course, with the help of God is everything. So God is going to put you in the right situations. But that's my base. God is my base, by the way. But I think that I learned from all these people that if you be disciplined and perseverant, then you will be close to achieve your goal. So everyone helped me to understand that. And that's part of the sports, that's part of the fitness industry, that's part of the health industry. But yeah, those guys for me are the best. Yeah.
That's good stuff. And amen. Amen to God as the foundation. Couldn't agree more with that. Okay, Marco, last question. So you're getting on a plane and you're sitting next to a young entrepreneur who's built the next big thing. They're jazzed about it. They can't wait to show it off to the world and can't wait to show it off to you right there on the plane. What advice do you give that person, having gone down this road a bit?
The first of all is go and do it. Talk to as many people as you can to achieve your goal and do it. For me, always is go and do whatever you have to and do it. And if it's possible, I would love to invest.
I think that's fantastic. And if it's the right product, invest for sure. Marco, thank you for being on the show today. And thank you for telling the creation story of ROOK.
Thank you so much for that opportunity, Noah. It was a pleasure.
And this concludes another chapter of Code Story. Code Story is hosted and produced by Noah Labhart. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the podcasting app of your choice. And when you get a chance, leave us a review. Both things help us out tremendously. And thanks again for listening.
Capital One's tech team isn't just talking about multi-agentic AI. They already deployed one. It's called Chat Concierge, and it's simplifying car shopping. Using self-reflection and layered reasoning with live API checks, it doesn't just help buyers find a car they love. It helps schedule a test drive, get pre-approved for financing, and estimate trade-in value. Advanced, intuitive, and deployed. That's how they stack. That's technology at Capital One.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.